This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The National Water Commission, NWC, says Hermitage Dam, which supplies sections of the corporate area, could run out of water within a few weeks if the dry spell continues. Charles Buchanan, NWC's corporate communications manager, says despite restrictions, the water level continues to decline. The Hermitage Dam is now at 25% of capacity. It is declining by at least half a percentage point daily. Mr. Buchanan explained that despite there being some rainfall in parts of the corporate area, it is not occurring in the Hermitage Dam watershed, which is where it is needed most. In addition to that, he says the rainfall has not been sustained or heavy enough to make a difference to the stream flows. He warned that if the water level of the dam continues to decline, the NWC would be entirely dependent on other water supply systems and sources to supply the corporate area. Still on the issue of water, according to the National Water Commission, vandals have destroyed the electrical equipment at the Glenmore Road station in Kingston, resulted in the disruption of water supply at a number of communities that are being served by the system. The NWC said in a release that the most recent incident took place on Saturday when unscrupulous persons stole electrical components and damaged other equipment that have forced the shutdown of the Glenmore Road booster station in Kingston. The areas affected include North Street, Central Kingston, Rollington Town, Franklin Town, Windward Road, and surroundings. The NWC said in the interim, water is being trucked to the affected areas and its maintenance department is working to restart operations at the plant within the shortest possible time. In addition, the necessary investigation is being carried out even as additional security measures are being assessed for implementation in the shortest possible time. At least 3 storms churn their way towards the Caribbean and America, and Director of the Meteorological Service Division, Evan Thompson, is warning that statistically the peak of the hurricane season is now here. While the Met Service said that 2 of those systems, Hurricanes Helene and Florence, are not threats to Jamaica, Tropical Storm Isaac, which is expected to become a hurricane by this morning, was not considered a threat to the island at this time. Isaac is expected to move across the Lesser Antilles into the Eastern Caribbean Sea by Wednesday or Thursday. On the weekend, maximum sustained winds had increased over 110 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. He also advised citizens to stay tuned to the media for updates. News of Tropical Storm Isaac comes only days ahead of the 30th anniversary of Hurricane Gilbert making landfall and ravaging Jamaica on September 12, 1988. In other news, it's being reported that Agriculture Minister Audley Shaw has reversed the decision he announced to reimpose upfront duties on sugar imported for manufacturing. The Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, the JMEA president, Mitri Siaga, says Mr. Shaw retracted the decision during a meeting on the weekend. He says Minister Shaw has committed to releasing a statement to this effect. The Agriculture Minister last week told a Sugar Industry Authority Forum that he has clear evidence of sugar imported for manufacturing purposes being leaked onto the retail market. But Mr. Siaga told Nationwide News that the minister has admitted to having information and not evidence on the issue. Speaking at the SIA forum, Minister Shaw described the entire process of sugar importation as utterly corrupt. He said this necessitated the reimposition of upfront duties on imported granulated sugar. In regional news, hundreds of Venezuelan migrants have crossed back over the border of Brazil in the last few days after a violent incident in Boa Vista, the capital of Ramirez State. According to the BBC, most said they were leaving because they feared for their lives after a young man was lynched, accused of killing a local man during a robbery. They were picked up by buses sent by the Venezuelan government. Brazil has accepted over 30,000 Venezuelans fleeing economic chaos. Many of the migrants have been living on the streets of Boa Vista with no sanitation or water in improvised plastic and wooden shelters. Many locals say their recent presence are a problem, complaining of the smell and mess left in public spaces. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.